How you doing? So Easy's back to kick some more information, So we're gonna touch on a lot of not a lot, but a few subjects today. I'm gonna start off with the ending of the probiotics and the microorganisms, because I explained how to take them in the morning and how it gets into your small intestines for it to be released and be utilized by the small colon and the large colon, yeah. So now you introduce these microorganisms into your colon. Now there's a form of how you feed them, and which is called prebiotics, yeah. So prebiotics is their food supply, yeah, that they generate their energy to do what they're doing. So you have to, once you introduce them to your colon, you have to be able to feed them, yeah. And the way that you feed them is through prebiotics, yeah. Prebiotics are, there's about, it's fiber, yeah, but there's I think there's about 7 different types of fiber, if I might be corrected, but not all of the fibers feed the probiotics. You know what I mean? So you need to know which type of fiber that you need to feed the prebiotics. Some fiber actually feeds the pathogens, So you want to make sure. Salute to my man still. Zach, we're going to be speaking tomorrow, hopefully, if you're about and free. And I'm going to do my little research before I go live with you and we talk about your situation, hopefully tomorrow, yeah. So now we're talking about prebiotics, yeah. So like I said, there's 7 different types of fibers, yeah. And basically not all of the fibers are good for you, yeah. So you won't catch me eating no potatoes, you won't catch me eating no white rice, brown rice, and you know what I mean. I will avoid to eat them, one, because they're acidic, and 2, they feed the pathogen. They don't feed the probiotics. But there's a way that you can actually turn the white rice, which is the high in starch. Because remember, let me flow. I'm gonna break down why you shouldn't eat white rice and potatoes and all of that, and cassava and corn and all of that. Yeah, got the high excess mucus build. Yeah, and it's acidic, yeah, and it feeds the pathogens. It don't feed the probiotics, yeah. And basically, what I was gonna say, the white rice, yeah, there's a way that you can actually turn, because it's starch, yeah. There's a different, because starch is another type of fiber, yeah. Starch, as you know, is bad for you. If you don't know, starch is acidic, and it's found in potato and white rice and everything, yeah. You don't want that in your colon, yeah. You don't want that in your colon, because it'll be feeding the bad pathogens in your stomach, yeah. The prebiotics that you need, yeah, is fibers like inulin, yeah, inulin and resistant starch, yeah. So don't get confused about the starch at the end of it, yeah. Resistant starch is a different type of fiber, yeah. You can even turn starch food into resistant starch. Like I said, that you can actually turn white rice, and there's a method that you can use where it's basically when you cook white rice, yeah, and you eat it, you're eating the starch, yeah. But if you cool it down and reheat it, you can actually turn that starch into a resistant starch. It's a chemical reaction that goes through in the rice. The enzyme starts reacting, yeah, to create a resistant starch when you reheat the white rice, yeah. So you can, you know what I mean, you can play with it, but I wouldn't eat white rice. The only rice that I would eat, yeah, is wild rice, yeah. It's alkaline, and technically it's not actually a rice. So the people that don't know, wild rice is actually a grass, yeah. So it's a little bit funny how people might laugh and say that you can't eat grass, but wild rice is actually a grass. So so that's heads up on that. But yeah, prebiotics are the inulin and the resistant starch. There might be more types of fiber that feeds the probiotics, but these are the ones that I use, and I know for a fact that feeds the probiotics, yeah. You will find these types of prebiotics, yeah, are in like green bananas, like all different types of bananas. So bananas is high in inulin, yeah, which is resistant fiber, the resistant starch, yeah, which is a fiber that feeds the probiotics. So you need to eat a load of bananas, different types. I'm talking about green banana to red banana to plantain to matoke. You know, I mean, it's in Uganda. I utilize that a lot. Matoke is a very good prebiotics that I utilize. Yeah, you'll find that in Uganda. You can get that in Uganda shops. It's a different type of bananas. There's many different types, but they got the right prebiotics. Yeah, so and you can get prebiotics through fermented stuff. Like for example, kombucha. It has live organisms inside them. When you look at bottles, when you buy kombucha or different type of fermented herbs, yeah, you will see clearly, you will see live cultures, yeah, written on them, yeah. That would tell you that this bottle has live organisms, probiotics, yeah. It should really tell you what type of probiotics, but this is made out of like black tea, ginger extracts, and other stuff and all that. And green tea, black tea, yeah. And sugar cane is one of the sugars that you need to, like, I'm gonna break down on another videos how you create your own probiotics. Yeah, you can actually, you can create your own ones. Obviously, you know what I mean. It's a way of fermentation and adding probiotics. Put fermented fruits like banana or orange, whatever. It's similar to the way that you'll make alcohol, in a way where, you know, you're fermenting the orange and the orange skins and all of that and then how you made and all of that. So all of that is to do with how to create your own probiotics. Yeah, so that's the way. I'm gonna break that down in another video because I got a lot in store, so I'm just gonna hold back on that. So gonna go straight back to prebiotics. So prebiotics, yeah. So like I was saying about the sugarcane. Sugarcane feeds the probiotics as well. So especially when it comes to breeding probiotics, you would feed your solution sugarcane, and it actually feeds off it. Yeah, creates energy from it. Yeah, so back to the prebiotics. The prebiotics you get from bananas, plantain, green banana, matoke. You can't get the inulin starch or resistant starch from potato. You get the wrong starch and it won't feed the probiotics. So you need to utilize things like fermented herbs in drinks solutions, because they for one, they give you live culture, and two, they feed them. Yeah, so you should always be drinking things like kombucha, because it does both. Yeah, feeds them and breeds them. Yeah. So, and what else? What else is a prebiotic? So we got the bananas. You got different type. Like, it ain't just bananas though. So there's more. You have to do your research. Resistant starches is what you need to be looking for, and inulin. Inulin and resistant starches are two names that you should be looking for. And wherever you find that fruits, dry fruits has got inulin and resistant starch, like dry fruit. Yeah, but you want to be careful of where you buy your dry fruits. Yeah, because you want to make sure that it don't have was it sodium something in it. The way that it's been dried is in the I can't no sulfate sodium, sulfate something, yeah. But it's the way that they dried these dried fruits is not the way that you want it. I think it's sodium sulfate. I might be wrong, but I will definitely let you know in the next episode exactly what it is. Yeah, so you don't want to buy dry fruit, yeah, that is created by the sodium blah blah. You know what I mean? Because it's a carcinogen as well. It can cause cancers within your body. You want to find a dry fruit that don't have it, yeah. And these are prebiotics. These have got the inulin and the resistant starch that feeds the probiotic. Yeah, so dry fruits and even fruits in itself, they feed the probiotics. Yeah. So just go out, look for fruits and foods that's got the inulin and the resistant starch, and then you'll be on the right track to be feeding the probiotics. Yeah, so that's how it works. Yeah, I want to go a little bit in deep in how these probiotics work. Yeah, because obviously I broke down how 95% of the serotonin, which is the hormone that sends the happy signals to your brain, is produced in your colon. 95% of the serotonin is produced in your colon. Yeah, dopamine as well. So a lot of happy drugs and hormones get sent through your colon. So you will get buzzes and reactions and from your colon through these bacteria, yeah. And this is done via what you call the vagus nervous system, yeah. So I'm going to show you what the vagus nervous system looks, yeah. This is where the probiotics sends these hormones and these signals to different organs of your body, yeah. This is how the probiotics can the colon, and the probiotics has control of different parts of your organs, yeah, via probiotics. You see it. So your colon is a second brain. There's three brains, yeah. One is the top, yeah, the top head, yeah. The second is your colon, yeah, which is the brain axis, something here. And then the third is the heart, because the heart produces a lot of more electricity than the brain, yeah. So the electric currents and all the electricity comes with magnetism, yeah. So a lot of electricity comes from the heart, yeah. So that's a third brain, you know what I mean. And it also sends signals as well, you see what I'm saying. So this is done via the gateway called the vagus nervous system, yeah. This and even up to the fact that there's another system called parasympathetic system and sympathetic system, yeah. One system deals with the fight or flight, the other system deals with emotions or something like that. I will definitely talk a little bit more on that. I just want to get my head around it, but right now I'm going to show you the vagus nervous system and how the probiotics sends these signals all around to different parts of your body, yeah, organs in your body, yeah. So we have a look at that right now. So as you can see, look, this is the vagus nervous system, yeah. And as you can see down below, you can see the gut lumen, yeah, that protects the organ wall, yeah. That's the lumen. That's the same type of lumen that you found in the esophagus, yeah. And yeah, you can see all these commensal gut bacteria. It's another word of probiotics, yeah. So all different types of microorganisms in there, and tryptophans. These are all different types of enzymes that metabolize and send neurotransmitters out, yeah. So this is all done, yeah. Endocrine, this is how the cells enter and gut hormones get sent out. You can see, yeah, number 5. And then this is where the vagus nerve, this is where the signals and all that get sent, yeah. So from the gut, as you can see, it runs all the way to different parts, yeah. Well, I don't think, well, it runs all the way, well, from the gut to your brain, yeah. So that's a direct signal. I'm gonna show you another diagram of how it goes through to other parts of other organs, yeah. So just to have a look and a brief understanding, and even up to the immune system, it talks about the immune system, yeah. It has to be talked about when you're dealing with probiotics, yeah. So live bacteria, because it's very important, yeah. So that's the vagus nervous system, yeah. That's the route from signals that's the route that the serotonin and dopamine get signals get sent, hormones get sent straight to your brain, yeah. Okay. And okay, another diagram I'm going to show you is the dopamine, the serotonin, yeah, the pathway. So this is the types of part of your brains that it controls, yeah. Yeah, so serotonin pathway deals with your mood, memory, sleep, and cognition. Dopamine deals with your reward, pleasure, more compulsive, you know what I mean? So these are all hormones that get sent from your colon to your brain, yeah, via vagus nervous system, yeah. So this is how these bacteria can control how you think, your emotions and your feelings, you see what I'm saying? And this is and whatever's in control of your colon is got the upper hand of sending these signals to your brain. So if you eat all of these bad foods, and the reason why you're getting high or you're feeling for them is because the pathogens in your body is sending these dopamine and serotonin to your brain, changing your mood, making you happy, making you feel so through the drug. You see what I'm saying? So that's the breakdown of how the axis brain sends these hormones to your brain. Yeah. So, and even up to here, normal brain. Okay, look, another source that you can look at. This is like, yeah, you can definitely look at some sourcing, but this I don't think it's very hard to find out. Yeah, so you know what I mean. Just look into it, and you will find everything you need. Because what I'm talking about ain't nothing new. It's common knowledge to the science world. Yeah, so that's about it. So yeah, so we're talking about and then let me show you some diagrams or pictures of how or what food that you should not eat or what is anti probiotics. Yeah, so if we look at this diagram quickly, you will see what does this do. You will see common toxin harmful for gut bacteria. Yeah, so antibiotics. Yeah, so when you're ill of pathogens or yeah, pathogens, which is bad bacteria and etc. You people make you doctors tell you to use antibiotics, which is good. You do need to when things get bad, um when things get bad, you do have to use antibiotics. So I'm not trying to say that everything, like, I deal with science in it. So whatever works works in it, whatever don't work. So when it comes to antibiotics, yeah, I would definitely use it if I'm in a condition and pathogen is running like reckless in my body, yeah, to clear it out. But the thing is with antibiotics, when you take these tablets and all of them type of things, yeah, it don't determine which one is good and which one's bad. It wipes out all. Yeah, so that's the bad part of why no the bad part of the antibiotics. Yeah, it wipes out everything. Yeah, so even when you so in the area where the pathogens are running rampant, the antibiotics just wipes out the good and the bad. So doctors should tell you if you're using antibiotics, yeah, the doctor should tell you that you should be implementing more probiotics. So yogurts, they will say to you. But yeah, so yeah, yogurts and fermented fruits and all that, and fruits in general, and kombucha and things like that. Or if you want to jump straight into the probiotics and add and put in the 50 billions, this is what you need. So now you're adding the lost bacteria that's been wiped out by the antibiotics. Yeah, so okay, straight back in it, just to show you what is anti-probiotics. Yeah, which is all of that, as you can see. Yeah, as you can see, can you see sugars as well? Processed food, sugars and all that. Artificial sweetener, pesticides, meat. They say cheap meat and dairy, yeah. But they just try to they're gonna just make you think, oh, it's just red meat. But no, it's all meat, yeah. All meat causes this effects to the probiotic. That's a fact. That's fish, chicken, and all of that. You know? So yes, I'm gonna jump my boy straight in. Diagrams. Yeah. So this is just yeah. So red meat and all of that. And this,
Yo, fam.
what's going on, bro?
Yes.
I know, man. I just jumped in. I had to just kick the last probiotics off, so we
Yeah.
ain't talk. Yeah. So basically this is all the stuff that cause harm to your probiotics. So
Okay. So we've already got all right. So remember, I don't know nothing in it. So we're gonna start
yeah.
from the top.
Yeah, we can start. I can show you, can break down definitely, man. So we can definitely give you the quick enlightenment of everything. But yeah, man.
You say, my brother, you
Yeah,
good though.
let's speak. Let's talk.
So all right, boom. A probiotic. What is a probiotic? Because my understanding, let me just break it down. Yeah. Like we've got
Yeah.
our digestive system, yeah. It uses acids in our stomach to break down foods. Yeah. Basically, there's something about enzymes, but we're gonna get onto that another day, yeah. But in all of this, well, I
How we gonna try
understand.
to get it on today? We're gonna get it on today.
All right,
Today,
cool. But
today
this
is the
on
enzyme day.
probiotics, because I just want to confirm my understanding.
Yeah.
Basically, like there's bacteria in your small intestines that you need to help you break down the right nutrients. Is that what it is? Like basically
It's
without
part.
them, go on.
Yeah, it's part. So let me just break down the digestive system. Yeah, this is how it works. I'm gonna break down the whole process now. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be as quick as and I know you will understand. So I know I'll flow it. Yeah. So what happens? Yeah, once you eat food, yeah, what happens in your mouth? Yeah, you start chewing, and then the saliva gets secreted by the salivary glands. Yeah, the salivary glands will secrete saliva and another enzyme which is called amylase. Yeah,
mm,
amylase is the first enzyme that gets secreted. Yeah, in your mouth, yeah, and it starts the breakdown of starches and carbohydrates, yeah.
yeah,
So that's the first part of your digestive system, yeah.
yeah,
And then now when the food gets mushed down, it's turned into a form called what you call this bolus, yeah. It gets bolus. It gets shut down to your throat now, which is the esophagus, yeah, and then through perotosis, which is a secrete, like a push down,
mm,
yeah, it pushes the bolus all the way down into your stomach. Yeah.
mm,
So that means that even if you're upside down, the esophagus would push the bolus down to your stomach.
yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't
So it
just
ain't even
drop.
done.
It's muscles.
Yeah, so
Mm,
it ain't done by through gravity.
mm,
It's done by perotosis when they're pushing down. So now it enters to the stomach. Yeah, the
mm,
stomach has got a wall. Yeah, which is contained of gastric cells. Yeah, gastric cells. Yeah, that is in the inside layer of the organ, which is the stomach. Yeah,
mm,
secretes mucus. So you
mm.
have mucus in your stomach that protects the
The
organ.
stomach
Yeah,
line.
which is the
Yeah,
stomach, yeah, the stomach line, yeah.
yeah,
So it protects it with mucus, yeah,
yeah.
and then with inside your stomach, you have what you call gastric juice. Gastric juice is like the stomach acid, yeah.
Mm.
So the stomach acid is composed of what you call high hydrogen
Hydrochloric acid.
chloric acid, yeah?
Yeah.
And then within that hydrogen chloric acid, you will have other enzymes, which is pepsin,
Mm,
yeah? And you have lipase, yeah?
mm,
And you have another other type of factor, which is called the intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor is needed for B12,
mm,
yeah?
mm,
So B12 is what a lot of people is lacking in. So that's very important. So I have to, intrinsic factor is what is needed for your small intestine to absorb B12 or a large intestine, one of them two, yeah. So
mm,
what happens is you got the two enzymes, yeah, the enzymes pepsin and the enzyme called lipase, yeah. The
mm,
enzyme pepsin break down proteins, yeah. So when the bolus come through, it's the breakdown of the protein, yeah,
mm,
and the lipase breaks down fats. Yeah, so
mm.
we already know that the carbohydrates and starch is already getting breakdown by the amylase through your mouth, and then it comes down to your stomach. Now you got the
So,
protein getting breakdown.
so in the stomach, how's the carbs getting digested?
The carbs will come down with the bolus. So what happens, yeah, is when things get break down, it turns from like solid to solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
So
right. But you're saying that
yeah,
amylase, right, was
yeah,
digesting it with the saliva. So this is
yeah,
like we started digesting in the mouth. That's for the
yeah,
carbs, though, innit?
yeah. That's
Then
for
you
the
said,
starches. Yeah.
then you said the two other enzymes that's breaking down the proteins and the fats in the belly.
In the belly, in the
But
stomach.
what's breaking down the carbs in the stomach?
No, no, the carbs is already broke down, yeah, to
Fully,
us.
fully, or just a little
No,
bit?
not
Cause
fully, not
yeah.
fully. No, 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 not fully. That's why I have to break it down. But it's turned into bolus. Your food is now turned into
Mm-hmm.
bolus. So it turned into more
Solution.
of a small, yeah, it turned into a smaller form. It's not fully broke down. But
Mm,
the stomach don't have the amylase. It don't have the amylase. So it don't
mm,
break down the starch in your stomach. It has the intrinsic factor, the lipase, and the pepsin. The break down the protein. So now the starch is already broke down, not fully. So now obviously everything's getting mushed down by the stomach as well. So not just the intrinsic factor that breaks down these fluid, the stomach actually secretes, it pumps. So everything turns into what you call a solution form.
mm,
Yeah. So the starch is not fully broke down.
mm.
Yeah, but it's broke down into one, but it's been breaking down
Yeah,
through the fact that the stomach is pumping it. So
yeah.
now this bolus is turned to what you call now is chyme, yeah, Chymine, yeah, chyme, yeah, which is a solution form now, yeah. But as this is sitting in your stomach, you know that it's acidic, yeah.
Mm,
So this time, yeah, this solution now, the enzymes and all these nutrients and minerals and food has been breaking down into a solution which is called chyme, yeah. It's acidic, and what happens is the next process is for it to get into the small intestine, but the small intestine is alkaline now. So what happens now
mm,
is the pancreas get involved,
mm,
and the pancreas secrete a fluid, yeah, which is called pancreas juice, yeah? And inside pancreas juice, you will find sodium hydrogen carbonate, yeah? Sodium hydrogen carbonate and more amylase. So the pancreas secrete more amylase, yeah? So it's to help
For the carbs,
further
the
break
starch.
down the carbs and the starch, yeah, before it enters into the small intestines, yeah? But the sodium hydrogen carbonate is what neutralize and turns the time from acidic to alkaline.
Okay. So this is the last thing that happens in the stomach. After the food is
Yeah,
digested, the pancreas
yeah,
gets involved and uses
yes,
these chemicals to make the broken down food and whatnot
which is time.
into an alkaline version of the same
Yes,
stuff so that the
for
small
your,
intestines can process it.
yes, that's how it works.
Mm,
You see it, and
mm,
then so now the starches get breakdown, help get breakdown with the by the pancreas juice, yeah, yeah, and then now it enters into what you call the small intestines, and in the small intestines you got three parts. You got the duodenum, you got the jejunum, and you got the ileum. Yeah,
the
so
middle,
the
the
top,
end, and the beginning, in it. The middle, the three.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
facts.
yeah,
And the middle and the end, which is the duodenum and the jejunum, is got the villi. The villi is like small hairs
yeah.
that picks up these nutrients, these small breakdown particles of what is come from the time, the small
Yeah,
particles.
yeah,
And then this is where the villi absorb them and puts them into your blood capillary or your bloodstream. So
yeah,
that's how it works.
yeah.
And then after it goes down, but then the starches and the carbohydrates don't get through the duodenum and the jejunum, the duodenum and the jejunum. It gets pushed down to your large intestines. Yeah, it goes past B12, and the intrinsic factor gets sold by the ileum, the last part of the small intestine. Yeah, because it don't have villi, so it gets sold by the ileum. Um, and the fats as well. If I might stand correctly, just the fats get sold by the ileum, not the villi. The villas, yeah.
So my understanding,
Actually, I might be.
everything gets absorbed in the small intestine except for water, and then water gets absorbed.
No, 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 not everything. No, not everything. Starches and carbohydrates don't get sold by
By the small
the small
intestine.
intestines.
So the large intestine takes that.
Yes, the large. That's where starches like no resistance. What I would say resistance starch, because that's what you should be eating. Starches feeds the pathogen. So you shouldn't be eating starches, high starchy food like potato and white rice. That's the reason why you shouldn't eat white rice, because
Okay,
the
then quick
starch.
side note: when you say
Yeah.
starch is a pathogen, yeah, what do you mean?
No, it feeds pathogens. It feeds bad bacteria.
Okay, so when we're
Pathog
talking about starch being bad, what we actually mean is that it's good for the bad bacteria. Is that what
Yeah,
we mean? So when we're saying starch is
it's
bad,
more than that. It's more than that, but that's a side note that people don't touch on.
mm,
Starch is like acidic as well, depending on what type of food. You see what I'm saying? If it's potato and white rice, it's acidic, it's mucus building. So that's the ones that you might hear about, but you don't really hear too much on how it feeds the bad pathogens in the colon. You
what?
see it?
Yeah, I hear you. What about all of this that starch is bad in itself, yeah? Or is it certain starch? Is it like cassava, yeah, and yam, certain starch? Because then you have Bora Bora banana, it's still got starch in it. You still got millet
It's a different
flour,
type of starch.
it's still got starch. So is it starch
It's
is
different.
bad, or is it certain kinds of starch is bad?
Certain kinds of starch. If you research, you will find out there's seven or more types of fiber. Yeah, starch is a type of fiber. So because like you said, the cassava, the yam, the potatoes, the white rice, and all of that. That's a starch. That's starch. You know what I mean? The starch that you mentioned, which is in potatoes, no bananas like matoke. You know what I mean? Green bananas, plantain, and all of that. That's what you called resistant starch. Yeah.
Mm.
And in that resistant starch, you have something called inulin, which is another type of fiber. These are the this is what you need to feed the probiotics. You see it? So that's how it works.
So what's the difference between that's the resistant starch and normal starch?
Um, I don't really know about the scientific reasoning,
Mm.
but I just know that the fact that one feeds the probiotics and the other one feeds the pathogens, the bad products. Because another thing is, let me talk about the percentages in the colon. Yeah,
Like my,
I don't really know the science about.
I get what you're saying. I saw that question.
I definitely need to break down the science a little bit more of why. I don't really know the full
What I
science
was
of
saying
why.
is, yeah, like I was still, because all the while, yeah, because for me, all I really understand, really, the only reason why that I know is that the ones that you're saying are good are natural, and the other
Okay.
ones generally ain't natural. But that's still not science to why that's bad and why that's good. It's just common sense to me that the one that's natural is going to be better for me, innit? But that's still not a scientific explanation
Yeah, but
of what the bad
I
one
think
is and what the good one
I
is,
think it's
innit?
plausible. I think it's plausible because, like Dr. Sebi always talks about hybrids, yeah, hybrids and non-hybrids, yeah, foods that's been tampered with, yeah, haven't got that carbon base. You know, when Dr. Sebi keeps on talking about it ain't got that structure.
Mm.
He loves talking about that natural structure, that
Mm.
yeah, because I ain't watched Dr. Sebi for a minute now, so I don't know exactly for verbatim of what he says, but he talks about the natural structure, the natural. I hope the signals don't start turning bad, man. But yeah, man, yeah, the natural structure that Dr. Sebi is talking about when they deal with hybrids, you know, that it's because it's been taken away a little bit from nature, it's missing a carbon base. I think that could be the issue. But then there's some hybrids that work for the benefits and some of them that is just acidic. So I think you have to look into that. I need to look into that and find out the more reason why. But I know for a fact that starch in those like are excess mucus building. We know that is low in the pH level, which is below alkaline or neutral, and we know for a fact that it feeds and it breeds pathogens. There's a
Yeah.
ratio of microorganisms that's in your colon, yeah? So imagine a
Mm.
100% ratio of microorganisms is in your colon, yeah? 80% of them are probiotics, 20% of them are other pathogens, which is harmful or harmless, yeah? So only 20%, yeah? But if you're feeding your only pathogens, yeah, they're gonna outweigh the probiotics, and then they're gonna be in control of the signals that we were talking about, the serotonin and the dopamine and everything. So I definitely want to show you that
I'm with
image that I
you.
just pulled up. Yeah, man,
I'm
if you
with you.
see it, you will get
That's
it.
a scientific reason. When you really think about it, that's a scientific reason. If you're saying that the ones that we're saying are the good ones help the
Yeah,
probiotics, and the ones we're saying are the bad ones help the pathogens, then that's basically the
yeah,
scientific argument. Like it feeds the. But all right, but back to where we was, because we didn't even get to the
yeah,
probiotic. Remember, you just broke
definitely,
down the starch doesn't get broken
definitely.
down in the small intestines. Yeah, that gets dealt
Yep,
with in the large intestines. How does
yep.
that all happen?
Okay,
How does
yeah.
that all happen?
So now, yeah, we got to the fact that nutrients and minerals get absorbed by the villi in the small intestines by the digestive and the duodenum, and the digestive gets sold by the minerals, and the nutrients get sold by the little hair, which is called the villi. Yeah, the B12 and the fats
Mm,
should be getting sold by the last part of the small intestine, which is the ileum. Yeah, and then now
mm,
this is all where the starches and the fibers and all that gets ingested through the large intestines. And the fact of the matter is, yeah, um I think yeah, the thing is the large intestines, yeah, also sends starch starch through the blood capillary as well. The MLA sends starch through the blood capillary as well. Not all of the starch get utilized by the probiotics, but whatever is left over. So that means what I'm saying is when amylase, yeah, which is the enzyme, breaks down these starches, yeah, they send
mm.
starches, yeah, broken down through your bloodstream. Because remember, starch for one gets broken down and turned into glucose.
Quick.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm,
Starches get
mm,
broken down, carbohydrates get broken down and turned into glucose, yeah? So some of it, most of it gets turned into glucose and gets sent through the bloodstream, yeah? for your cells to feed. But whatever is left on that process I broke down to you, yeah, which is the high fiber and the leftover, which is the leftover starches and everything, and the carbohydrates, yeah, gets pushed into your large intestines. The reason that we need these and the reason why we utilize resistant starch and all that is not actually for us as cells, is for the bacteria. So in your large intestines, it's got trillions and trillions and trillions of bacteria. Your large intestine is where they harbor. This is where the full base of flooded of live organism is, in your large intestine. Your bacteria eats off the fiber. It feeds off the fiber. It gets its energy from the starch and the carbohydrates. So that's what happens.
All right. So
and then when you go to loo, basically when you go to loo, you go on, carry on.
We're gonna go back here to a second ago, because we got the carbs and the starch that we've eaten, and we've started digesting in our mouth, but then we're saying the carbs and the starch don't get digested until the leftover don't get digested into the large intestine, So how did I break it down and get it into my bloodstream before, between breaking it down in my mouth, and then my large intestine dealing with it, because I never dealt with it in my stomach. Is that what we said, innit? So how did I get the carbs?
Yeah, exactly.
Because you get the sugar hit quick, innit? You get that in your bloodstream quick. So where did I break that down?
Yeah. So you know what it is? I definitely missed that out. I missed that out, and that's the reason why that question is brought out, But what I'll say is that the first breaking down of the carbohydrate by the amylase in your mouth is the first absorption of, because remember it's an enzyme, because remember it's enzymes, and what enzyme I want you to, I'm going to profine on what your understanding of enzymes is, so let me just give you a heads up of what enzymes do. Enzymes is a chemical reaction, so when amylase is breaking down the carbohydrate that in your mouth, it's already starting the chemical reaction. It's already converting the starch and the carbohydrates into glucose. So this is how, because remember, even up to spraying or having oil forms, it gets into your bloodstream from your mouth. You see it? And you know what I mean? So that's how a lot of the amylase push the glucose into your bloodstream from your mouth and even up to the your pancreas. So that's how the amylase turns the needed carbohydrates into glucose and then pushes it into your bloodstream before the extracts and the leftovers get pushed into your large intestines. So that's my bad of not breaking it down. I just skipped that. So but that's how it works.
So what you're saying is basically, from the amylase that you're supposed to have put in your mouth and started chewing with it, the process of it breaking down is supposed to just keep going while it's in your gut on its own. Even though your stomach ain't breaking it down, the amylase is making it, the chain reaction has already happened, and it's still breaking down. I'm still not sure. If I eat a bowl of rice, I eat a whole bowl of rice, obviously I do break down some of it in my mouth. I can taste it getting sweet, and that's because the amylase is breaking down the carb and turning it into glucose. I can taste the sweetness because I am breaking it down in my mouth. But naturally, some of it ain't broken down. Some of it is basically still just rice. You get? So now it's gone into my belly, and there's nothing in my stomach that can break that down. That's what you get. It's set for the amylase that I chewed it with. So what you saying is that the amylase that I chewed it with is still breaking it down in my stomach. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm thinking you'll find amylase. I have to definitely find out if there's amylase in your stomach acid. I don't think so. I don't think there's amylase in your stomach acid. So what I'm saying is, the pancreas. So what happens is whatever breaks.
So that would sit in my belly. You're saying the rice would sit in my belly, and then as it's on the way out now, then the pancreas would give it some amylase, and it would start breaking it down again.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Because remember, yeah,
in the meantime, where does the sugar come from? This is what I was saying, like, because you
the
get
sugars get
energy for like
converted
a
by
banana. You see, if I eat a banana, you know what the science says?
yeah.
They say 2 bananas is enough for an intense workout in an hour. So if I eat two
Okay,
bananas now, I've
yeah,
got enough calories for a high
yeah,
high intensity workout in an hour. So that's to say, not only has it linked my stomach, but I've been able to get enough energy. I can't remember how many calories that is. I don't calorie count, but I know it's true. I can eat 3 or 4 little bananas in it, because man
mm,
intermittent fast in it. Man intermittent fast, so most of the time I don't eat until late in the evening. But I know I come back 4 to 5 bananas, and in half an hour, yeah, I can do a long hour-and-a-half workout. Do you get what I mean? So I've literally
yeah,
got the energy from that starch and that sugar, all of that. I'm literally running on it now. Man practice fruit juices. Most of the time I drink fruit juices every day. I got a juicer, fam. I'm mad for fruit juices. Man will drink that thing, yeah, and have the energy. It feels like in 5 minutes, fam. It feels like whoop.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I got the energy now. So I'm just trying to
That's
understand how the glucose and the carbs and how that gets straight into fuel, if it's the last thing in the process to be broken down, really, and in the stomach there's no breaking it down at all. Do you get what I mean? I'm
yeah,
just trying to get my head around that.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. Now the thing is, like I said, the first digestive process is in your mouth.
Mouth.
That breaks down. That converts the carbohydrates into the glucose. That
Mm,
gets absorbed and pushed through to
mm,
your bloodstream through your mouth. A lot of like, even like I explained to you on the last video, that if you want to get something, a solution or a herb or something directly pushed into your bloodstream, you don't go for the
oil.
tea. Yeah, you don't go through the capsule, which is the product that gets digested. You go straight for the oil, because the oil goes into your bloodstream through your mouth. So that's how it works.
Mm,
That's how it works. So the MLAs break down the glucose within your mouth and convert it straight away. Because remember, even up to utilizing the energy of the food that you eat, you shouldn't
yeah.
the energy and the minerals of what you get from what you eat don't get
Mm,
converted straight away. You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? You don't it's a 45 minutes process for you to actually start utilizing that energy. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of that energy that you're talking about could be existing energy, because remember, these minerals and these fats and lipids and polypeptides are floating in the stream, and the cells are picking them up. You see what I'm saying? It's a bloodstream. It's a loose solution where you have different cells and bacteria floating around, and cells are picking them by our receptors. You see what I'm saying? So it's it's always there to be picked up. You see what I'm saying? It's always there to be picked up. So when you eat food, your cells don't automatically start utilizing, because the process of the stomach, it's a half an hour, 40, depending on what you're eating, it's a 45-minute process. You see what I'm saying? So you so
Minimum,
so
minimum. Only even fruits are really doing it that quick. That's the
yes,
minimum,
yes,
isn't
yeah,
it?
so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah. So
because
you know that.
I've always wondered that, because, like I said, I've seen this report that says all you need is 2 bananas for an intense workout in an hour, and I practice it myself. I intermittent
Yeah,
fast, so most of the time I don't have stores. Like back in the day when I used to eat a lot, I'd walk around with a lot of carb stores. Like I know I'd eat a lot of carbs, so I know I'm fully fueled and I can train all day. Do you get it? So, but now with
this
intermittent fasting, I'm not fueled like that. I know, like, I don't hold carbs. I don't hold excess. I eat to what I do. And I'm very aware
okay.
of the fact that I can eat a certain amount of bananas. I get how my body moves. I can eat a certain amount of little bananas, and that's going to guarantee me in an hour when I train, I'm going to be good. And if I don't eat that shit, bruv, the session's going to be hard work. You feel what I'm saying? So
It's
I don't
crazy.
know if it's in my head or whatever, but it's raw, like man's got that energy from them specific them foods. I've got it right now in it. It just carries. I can feel it. It carries. Like I get my second win and my third win. Like something's refueling me. And remember, man ain't eating since the day before, and way like, and I've already. This is already 3 in the afternoon. Do you get what I'm saying? And I haven't eaten
Yeah.
since the day before.
Yeah.
I've just had these bananas, fam. So I know that's
Yeah.
the only thing that's giving me the energy right now, fam. So, and I
Yeah.
feel it. I know
100.
the difference. So
No, but it is. But the thing is,
I
we're
just try to understand
underestimating how. You know what it is?
quick how the
H.
body
Yeah.
works.
I think we're underestimating enzymes. We're underestimating how it works. Enzymes, amylase, the first digestive part of your body. Enzymes is no, amylase is enzymes. They deal with chemical reactions. These convert. Their enzymes are built to convert starches into glucose, and depending on the percentage of hydrogen, is able to do it. So if your percentage of hydrogen in your mouth is up to standard, then these reactions would
Yeah,
work like that. It works
bit
like that,
rapid.
and it gets sent straight to your bloodstream. So
Mm.
now you see what I'm saying? So we need to understand MLA. That's why we need to talk straight to enzymes. Sorry, enzymes. So we need to talk. We need to break down and have a clear understanding of what enzymes, because all these chemicals. But that's how the digestive system work. Yeah. To my best understanding. Yeah. So whatever gets left behind, because no when you, even up to the fact of stool, no when you eat stool, yeah, no, don't eat stool. Even when you go to the loo, yeah, you will find that you see like they say that the quickest way to understand or see how your digestive system work is eat sweet corn, because it don't get breaking down, and then you see it in the stool.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So that means
Yeah.
that even in that process of stomach, it's pumping all of that. Not all of it gets broken down into a chime, in it. Some of it just gets flushed through. You see what I'm saying? So and then even the small intestine it just gets pushed through into your large intestine. And then even the large intestines and the bacteria can't even fully digest it. It just gets pushed out. You see what I'm saying? So in your stool, you will find out, you will start seeing foods that you ate, yeah, that haven't fully been digested and all that. And then the reason why your stool looks like that is because all the dead bacteria, all the mucus, because like in your large intestines you have mucus, and that's what pushes out your feces out, the mucus that's in your large intestines, and then you got the bacteria that comes with the dead bacteria that comes with your stool. Yeah, that's why you got the poo. You see what I'm saying? So that's all live
Mm.
organisms, dead organisms within your time that get pushed, that get hardened up and pushed out of your large intestines. So that's what happens. That's why even up to now, COVID, or even the Chinaman are finding a new way to test your COVID count through your stool. They, they want to test up your ass. You see what I'm saying? Because now they're testing
Yeah,
your
no, I see that. So
microorganisms.
that's what they do. I see that. So what you're
They're
saying
testing
is
them.
that test is based on the bacteria in
Yes.
your stool. And if you got
Yes.
certain
Fact.
bacteria in your stool, that means you had COVID.
No, they can test the bacteria to see if it got any strands of it. They test the bacteria to see if it's got bacteriophage. Bacteriophage is where viruses attack bacteria. You see it, and then leave the sequence, the
Mm.
sequence in the bacteria, and bacteriophage is what alarms the immune system to identify when the virus comes back again. You see it?
Mm.
It's deep. It's deep. It's deep. It's deep.
All
So
right.
it can
Sick.
tell. Yeah, deep, bro. It's deep.
All right, all right. So boom. Let's get back on track. You broke it down, small
Yeah.
intestines, and now we say the large intestines is where the carbs and the starch gets absorbed, the leftover carbs and the starch. How does that happen? The amylase is in the large intestine as well.
No, 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 no. From when it gets to the large intestines, all if it haven't been digested, it ain't gonna be digested. It's just gonna be eaten up by the live bacteria in your colon. All of that is just turned to waste material. We don't utilize every part. There's a lot of waste. That's why, you know what? Even when you piss, yeah, go to the loo, you're losing, like you're pissing out a lot of waste material and and unused minerals and nutrients. You're pissing out that. Not everything gets utilized. You see what I'm saying? You lose. That's why you have to keep on eating and make sure that, you see what I'm saying? So it's deep. It's deep. Yeah, man. That's how it goes,
All
bro.
right. So the large intestine basically doesn't give you no nutrition. The large intestine just deals with where the bacteria live and pushing it all out. That's
Your
what the largest
bacteria
intestine does. It
sends,
just deals with
yeah,
water.
bacteria helps with some nutrients. Yeah, bacteria helps sends but it's the main purpose. I'm not trying to say it doesn't. I'm trying to say the main purpose is for
Mm.
your your live microorganisms to feed. That's the main purpose.
What, the
Because
large
with the
intestine?
live micro, yeah, that's the main purpose. Not saying that what you're saying is not. I have to look into it more deep. You have to look into it more deep for half of the questions that you're asking me. I haven't looked on it fully, deep. But all I know
No,
is
no, I hear what
the
you're
main.
saying. It's just the way
Yeah,
of looking at it. All right, so but it does take in the water though, doesn't it? It is the main.
water. Yeah. The mucus and all that gets
Okay.
secreted and everything. Mucus and all that gets secreted. So all of that. So the water. Mm,
So
yeah.
probiotics, yeah, are the names of the good bacteria that we want living in our large intestines. That's what probiotics
And
are.
your small intestines. Yeah. Small intestines, large intestines, everywhere. They live everywhere. They're everywhere. They're in your they're on your organs,
They're
they're
not in
on
my
your heart.
stomach though, innit? They're not in the stomach.
No, they're not in the stomach. They're not in the because remember that the it kills it.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
All right,
yeah,
all right. So boom, yeah. Um, probiotic is the name of these bacteria, yeah, that live in there, yeah. Now,
yeah,
is it like how do I know I've got probiotics and not pathogens? How do I know, like, say me and I think, I've never done nothing about my probiotics, so I've got whatever I've got in it. Man was eating
yeah,
everything that I consider bad for you now for more than 30 years. You get me? But I've been plant-based 3 years. So now,
yeah.
how can I establish whether I got a bad probiotic cell, as in the bacteria that are good for me? Or how do I establish that, whether I got bad or
Well,
good?
you definitely have to understand of where what produces them and what in the product or in your diet in your diet anyway.
Right now, if you didn't know my diet, I forgot my diet, yeah, and I just went, and then you
Yeah,
told me about this thing, and I'd be like, oh, so how do I know whether I got probiotics? Because the way it sounds, well, the way I've always heard this is like you cannot have them or something, or you not have enough in it, or you might have the wrong ones. Maybe the way you've eaten has made it so it's something else there, and you need to. Because the way I've heard it, because when I've looked into this subject, what they talk about is getting the right bacterial makeup, yeah, because some people don't have it. Because like you were saying in
yeah,
your other video, the original way you're supposed to get it is from your mum, and you're
okay,
coming out the room,
yeah,
and if she comes out from a C-section, then you're going to get a different,
yeah,
and the baby's going to get the bacteria from the doctors rather than from the mum.
yeah,
So basically, bacteria, the way it works, it's like colonization. They're like colonizers, innit? So whatever
yeah,
bacteria takes hold of you first, that one's going to make the big colony. This is how I've understood it. Whatever bacteria got into my gut first, kind of thing, and was looked after most, it's going to be big, innit? This is how I've understood it. So now they do this stuff where they try and, they try and donate bacteria to people to make them heal, in it. It's an ancient science as
yeah,
well, where if you just add some bacteria to someone who's got a certain illness, it's because they're lacking certain bacteria. You got to add it, yeah, and then they become healthy. So how do I know whether I've got the good one or not? Is what I'm saying.
okay,
How do I know
all right,
what bacteria I'm lacking? If I'm sitting there now, how can I say that, right, I've got the wrong probiotics? How do I know that? Do you get what I'm saying?
okay. Okay, definitely. With the understanding of what gets introduced to your body, yeah, and all that. The thing is with probiotics when kids and that has to be introduced, yeah, it's because yeah, it's like looking at someone with HIV or AIDS, yeah, yeah. If you if your immune system's not equipped to fight off pathogens, you can get killed by a
Mm.
common cold. You see what I'm saying? You get it?
Mm.
Yeah. So that means, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, that they have to introduce probiotics because
You hear me?
it helps. Cause, yo,
Mm.
did you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, yeah, you can't have a colony of pathogens more than it can't work because you wouldn't be alive. You can't be alive without probiotics. You can't. Development of your brain is due through the breastfeeding or the probiotics that have to be introduced to you. Your immune system is built through your probiotics. So it's like AIDS or cancer where it attacks your immune system, where your immune system can't fight off common agency, pathogens and diseases. So that means that
Mm,
people don't really die of the AIDS itself, it dies of a common cold. That's how AIDS and that works.
mm,
It attacks your immune system,
mm,
your B cells and your T cells, yeah. So in a way that you can't fight off a common cold. So that's how
mm,
AIDS and cancer, AIDS work. You see it. So bacteria is like that. If you're full of a colony of, if your colony of pathogens outweigh you wouldn't be alive. So saying that, because like I said, it's 80% good bacteria than and 20% bad bacteria. So when it comes to diet now, even when you have good
mm,
bacteria in your colon, because that's the reason why you're alive, if you feed the bad bacteria is just going to strengthen. It's going to strengthen and it's going to be in control of your main functions via the vagus nervous system. It's going to be involved in your immune system because that's what's got control. It's going to be involved in your hormones, your serotonin, the dopamine, because that's what's in control because you're feeding them. And the foods that you need, the foods that feed them, yeah, is is what you eat anyway. So to implement in a vegan diet, you're implementing probiotics and prebiotics without you even knowing. If you get that, if you, yeah. So that's
mm.
a head start.
No, no, I
And then
understand that. I do know that. I do know
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
like, I still feel like, people say it all the time. People say it all the time where they eat healthy.
Go on.
It's
Sorry.
tough, bro. Yeah, but I was saying, yeah, people say it all the time where, some people clean up their diet and they still have issues. They still have digestive issues,
Yeah,
still have health issues. That a lot of these issues stem from the fact that they don't have the right balance. They don't have the right
yeah, yeah,
probiotic balance. Like, and they
yeah,
just don't have that. And then that's how you make them healthy. So they, even though they start eating right, even though they start training, do you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because they don't have the
yeah,
balance, they can't utilize the nutrients that they're eating. Their body's still deficient, or their
yeah,
body's still
yeah.
runs in a dysfunctional way, and it depletes the minerals that the body's already got to digest food, even though it's
Ooh,
healthy food, because it's got these this imbalance. So now, obviously, if there's a specialist and you want to see the specialist and you say, "Oh, I feel something wrong with me in it," and then he checks on you, he might tell you, it could be that. But I'm saying,
yeah.
if you knew any in it, how would I know? I'm just saying, is there like a way, yeah, where you should be able to see a
Okay.
certain symptom, you should see a certain reality, and that basically is like the doctor in it. He looks at symptoms and says, "Right, this symptom plus
Yeah,
that symptom plus that symptom, that means this is what's wrong with you, in it." Is there
yeah,
those clear cut things that say, yeah, your probiotic ain't right?
yeah. Okay. Um. With that, it's a little bit of a complex question. Yeah. What I would say is like, um, a lot of people say because you're tired. You're tired. They say you're lacking in iron. Yeah, you're iron
I've
deficient because
heard
you're
that one.
tired. You're late.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of that though, isn't it? It's still hearsay. If you get where I'm coming from, yeah.
Mm,
Because like the doctors say that you know what I mean. A lot of that, or the fact that you're losing hair, you might need more sunlight, the vitamin D. Yeah, because some
mm,
people that the West Indies they're lacking in the vitamin D is deficient and they start losing hair and shit. Yeah, so that's what happens when you're lacking in. So
mm.
that's what you're talking about. There's a lot of, but then again, that's still assumptions. You see it because it might not be that. So the doctors do go on
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
assumptions
Yeah.
that
You don't
yeah.
know that.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
so yeah, you don't
You
know that.
need. You
So
usually
what I
need
would
to use
advise,
symptoms.
yeah. But then even then though, that's not 100%. So what I would say to people, and I'm glad that you brought it up right now, yeah, because I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna show it when I go live again and whatnot. When I do buy it, you need to get a nutrients, microorganism, um, mineral test. You need to get that. You need to get this nutrients body test. You need to get that. So forget all that. So before you even jump onto anything I'm talking about, you need to show me what your blood type is. You need to show me your mineral analysis.
Where do you
You need
get
to
this
show
type
me
of test,
your.
though?
No, you can get it. I mean, brother, Kazi, I'm gonna send you the link. You can get it. You can get it. You can even test your microorganism balance as well. So all of that. So I'm gonna get it. Like, you know me, I want to get it first and then show the world you see it. So, but I'll definitely send you the link. It's about £80. I got a link to show you, and it tells you what it shows you what it tests and what it tests it for. Because even up to allergies, yeah, you can have allergies that is symptomatic, yeah, and so you're eating it thinking that it's doing you justice, but because it's not showing you symptoms, you don't even know that your body is not even it's not suitable for your body. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's deep.
No,
You
I
do need to
agree.
get
I
this
agree.
nutrient and mineral analysis. We need to do that, bro. So before we even get into the health thing, we need to show and prove on the evidence analysis thing. I need to do that personally, bro, and that's a fact.
Send me the link, bro, because I want
Yeah,
I want that sense of data, because I would love to have had that test before I went plant based
yeah,
and after. You know, like that. It
yeah.
would have been sick to
We
have
all
actually
do.
see what the difference is. Do you know, like that?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, 100.
Okay, so that's a good question. So again, so just to recap, we got this whole digestive system, and at the long and short of it, the food that we eat also feeds an army of
Yeah,
good bacteria called probiotics that live in our large intestines and all over our body, but just for this digestive tract, they live in our
yeah,
large intestines, and these things have a link to our every system in our body. But more so
yep.
people understand and need to know this, our
Very
immune
nervous
system
system.
and our
Yeah,
nutritional system, our ability to absorb nutrients, and our immune system, they have a big
yep.
effect on this. So can you kind of tell, man, what kind of benefits? All right,
The
all
vagus
right. So
nervous
this is the
system. This is the
vagus
link.
nerve system. This is what you're saying, that the
This is the link.
oh, this
This
is
is
the
yeah.
link
This is what this.
to the
No,
test.
no, no, no. This is the link. This is the link to all the organs via the colon, which is the vagus nerve. This is where the bacterias
Yeah,
are sending
go and
all these
communicate with
signals and
everything.
everything. Yes, all the way to your
So
brain.
when we say signals, what do we mean? We mean that we just mean they're sending urges, that they're sending like, "Raw, go eat some chicken," like, 'cause I like chicken. Is that what it
Yeah.
is? They're sending
Whoa.
like,
I
"You got
wouldn't. I wouldn't.
certain food."
Yeah, it can do that. It can play a part. Serotonin and dope. Because these signals are like what I mean by signal is hormones. Yeah, hormones. Yeah, that these are this like yeah happy feelings and all that. Look, happy feelings. All of that gets sent by the microorganisms. And yeah, basically yeah, like exactly what you're saying is what I mean. Exactly what you're saying is what I mean, bro.
So
In a
when you
nutshell.
say all of that gets sent by the organisms, we don't utilize that, because I've also heard something about the stomach where they say that there's brain cells. There's some neurons. There's neurons
Yeah,
somewhere
100.
around the gut. Yeah, but so doesn't that mean that your gut is also making its own thoughts and sending it here?
Yes.
Like
Yes, brother.
ain't bacteria hijacking our system, basically. They're using it for
Yes,
their
brother.
benefit, but it's we.
Yes, brother. You're getting it like you're getting it like that's how it works, bro. That is crazy. That's what's happening in our ocean right now. In our ocean, that helps produce the oxygen that we breathe to stay alive. That shit is happening in the ocean. You have billions and trillions of bacteria and viruses that are going to war, yeah, and then
Mm,
producing
mm.
oxygen that we're breathing in that can even cause damage to our cells. So it's crazy, but that's another topic that I want to get into. But exactly what you're talking about is what's happening in these microorganisms are not just there for us. Like they ain't part of us. They're surviving off us. These probiotics are surviving us. They're using us. They're manipulating us. That's a fact. They're manipulating us, bro. Trust me. So all of that, what you're
It's
saying
like,
is exactly right on. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's deep. You're getting it. You're definitely getting it. And that's what it is, bro. I'm going to send you so much sources to validate exactly what I'm saying. But it's crazy. Yeah, man.
all right. So again, then now. let's say I do have a bad probiotic setup in my large intestine. You showed two products. You showed two different things that man could use. Yeah, but like, is it just two? Or how you see the thing that you showed on your last live, the products?
Yeah. What to feed
Yeah.
it? You want to feed them?
Like,
What you want to do?
nah, you
What you
name
want to
them and
feed them?
everything. Nah, I just want to talk about them a second because you name them and everything. Yeah, it's like a particular bacterium, this and that test and that
Yeah,
test.
yeah. I can talk about them.
So,
Was it the bifidobacterium? The bifido?
so what is that? That's like one bacteria. So what are you saying? If man's
No.
got a bad gut, yeah, is you giving if me taking that gonna fix it? Do you get what I'm saying? If I haven't got the right
Yeah.
probiotic, is me taking that gonna fix it? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
It
Like
would.
how?
I would definitely. I would definitely say it helped. But remember, bifido and lactobacillus
Mm.
is a family. It's a family. It's not a name of a one bacteria. Because remember, there's trillions of bacteria, tens of trillions of bacteria that harbors in our body. So
Okay, so that got
bifidobacterium.
bare
This,
different type of things in there.
pardon?
Exactly. Exactly. This is why I'm thinking it's just one or and two different bits. You're saying this is why I don't
There's
understand.
many. There's bears. There's loads. Bifidobacterium litase, bifidobacterium casein. There's lactobacillus. There's bears. There's loads, bro. I couldn't like for me to try to name any. I can't. It's just so many, and they're all
Uh,
specific to different areas. You get that?
yeah, bro, the thing keeps breaking up, fam. Reception's a bitch. But
Yeah.
I still didn't hear the answer if you answered it, yeah. So those things that you showed, man, is that like just one bacteria that in
It's
that
a
pill,
family.
the pills that you showed?
It's a family.
So
I am
in
good with me. It's a
that thing that you actually use, but in that pill is just one, or is it the family in one?
10, 10 strands. It's not the whole family. No, it's 10 strands. 10 strands, it will say.
Mm.
A lot of the probiotics, you have to look for 10 strands. And you're right. So the Pacific ones cater to Pacific areas. So the one, I wish I would have had it on me, it Pacifics in different areas, yeah. So you just have to just study more.
All right,
Um
all right.
Yeah, there's proof, there's some scientific sources, depending on what avenue you're looking for. Like for example, if you want to build neurons or build neurons, you want more probiotics that sends more signals to your brain. You might look for a certain strand of bifidobacterium. You have to go out to the chemist or whatever, and then look for that certain strand, and then you know that that's gonna specifically cater to your brain. And then you got some other strands that specifically cater to your colon and in your digestive systems if you're dealing with constipation and stuff like that. So you can definitely look out for specific ones, but these names are a family of many. So lactobacillus is a family of many, and bifidobacterium is a family of many. You have to do your research through scientific research that shows the benefits of whatever you're utilizing to cater for whatever your need is.
So
That's how it works.
what are those? Are those ones that you use? Yeah, are those for specific things? Like, why do you use those ones?
Them ones that I use is more for my them ones I use is more cater for the probiotics of your colon. It's not really catered for like my brain and all that. It just it's your whole like it's like your whole it's like the whole body system. You see what I'm saying? So it's not specific. I didn't go to specifically get a probiotic for that because what I do to get specific on certain areas, I don't go to look for probiotics. I go to different types of microorganisms, family tree to utilize certain properties or certain stuff that I need implemented in my life. So, for example, yeah, I use those probiotics to make sure that my colon is um more good than bad. I make sure everything is more good than bad. That's why I implement these probiotics, yeah? My whole body. Then I will use a different type of microorganisms like fungi, like turkey tail or lion mane, which is a mushroom and is a powder form. It's a powder form that I utilize in my drink. Yeah, that specifically caters to my brain or my immune system. So so it's depending on what avenue you're looking for. If you want to cater to your brain in probiotics, you might have to do your research in that and to find out which bacteria caters to it and then go find it. But I didn't really go out to
So
find
again,
um it's just general health. That's what the probiotics that I showed you is general health, basically.
so they just generally did this keep everything running generally as it should kind
Generally,
of be. Just a general balance
yes,
state in your
yes,
gut.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
If
So
you want to cater
so
for
how
something
come
specifically, you might have to do your own research.
there's other ones? All right.
Yeah.
Nah. All right. So in terms, yeah, of taking it every day, like how does it work? What is it? Do you have to keep taking it? Or like, because it's bacteria, ain't it supposed to replenish itself and something like that?
You don't have to
Because
keep
the
on
way I
taking it.
understand it, say that again.
No, you don't have to keep on taking it. No, you don't have to keep on taking it. You don't have to keep on taking it. It's only if you like if you feel there's something going on or you want to just make sure that your body's up to date. You should all you know what I mean? Because you in your stool when you go loo, you're getting rid of trillions and trillions of bacteria every time you go to the loo. You see what I'm saying? So you're you know what I mean? They're getting rid of. But not to say that you need to put more in because your diet yourself, which is fruits,
Should be
white
replenishing itself, innit?
yeah, you're feeding them anyway. You're naturally feeding them anyway. I'm not saying yeah, so you're naturally feeding them anyway. And if you got an alkaline diet, you know what I mean, mixed with certain acidic that benefits or cater to certain areas or organs in your body, then you should be fine anyway because you're utilizing the probiotics without you even knowing. So you don't even, it's only if people want to, for example, like go through a detox, yeah? Detox flushes out because we know we do with the bitters and the cleansing. We do a lot of flushing out, but then we're flushing out our colon and everything. We still need to implement probiotics to make sure that your colon is is up to date with the probiotics. You see it? So that's why if anyone that's a meat eater or anyone that utilize bad diet, they would need to implement probiotics. If you're using antibiotics, which eradicates any type of bacteria in your colon, wherever is needed, you're gonna need to implement probiotics because you wiped out billions of them. You see it? So it's only in those aspects where you need to implement them. And if the diet is bad and you're coming down with a lot of stuff, you're gonna need to implement probiotics. If you're going through a detox and you want to clear out the waste and you're doing a lot of cleansing out, you need to implement probiotics just to just fill that space that you emptied out. You see what I'm saying? Fill the space that you emptied out. If you're going through any type of diseases or yo, yeah, it's getting back that time in it where the signal's getting bad. Yeah, can yeah. Signal's bad. Yo, yeah, yeah, man. Good balance to your was it to balance the good flora in your body? 100, 100, 100, 100. Yo, signal's bad and it's getting bad, man. Damn, damn. I think this combo is went on. It's a good combo. It's a signal. That's what it is. When it gets around like 12 o'clock, the signal starts getting bad and everyone's utilizing the internet, and that's why the signal is bad. That's why I wake up in the morning and do these combos, because it starts getting bad. Yeah. So yeah, man, definitely deep with the information. But yeah, I'm glad that we're definitely getting a clearer picture of things. You know what I mean? So I can't remember what we was talking about this a second ago though. Still, yeah, perception is bad. Yeah, I think the build was definitely, yeah, yeah, good as well. Man, the signal's bad, bro. Yo, can't hear you. Is it? Nah, I can't hear you. I can see you. Nah, I can't hear you. Is it me? Is it me or who is it? Nah, I can't hear you. Nah, I can't hear you. Log out and log back in. The yeah, 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 man. So yeah, a lot of people is in the conversation, yeah, still. So a lot of people are definitely enjoying this convo. But yeah, man, boy, I must say that means that we just got loads and loads and loads of stuff to talk about, because I definitely even touched on anything, breaking down the microorganisms. Yes, man, it's just bad. Yes,
Oh,
absolute crap. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. Oh
tell me
man.
you can hear me.
Yeah, man. That's a lesson though, isn't it? We know what time it starts getting peak. The reception start getting peak.
Tell me you can hear me, bro.
Yeah.
You hear me now, yeah? Yo.
Yo. Yeah, man. Yeah, this is where it starts getting crap in it. For the signal, man. Damn. Yeah, hell of a annoying, man. I think we definitely built on a lot of information anyway, man. A lot. So I don't know if it's just worth just ending this chat now and then do another one. Because it's just this reception ain't gonna get better, is it? A little bit. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, man. It's definitely, yeah, yeah. All right, cause yeah, we're definitely gonna call it one, but we're gonna be a part two of this convo. Cause this convo we went on for a minute anyway. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, we're definitely gonna call it, and hopefully we can jump on and we carry on from where we started. But yeah, salute to the family. Make sure you like and subscribe. Easy's out here giving this information and building with the people. Yeah, so blessing to Match Fit as well for